Trying to solve inner city violence with gun control is the equivalent of trying to cure cervical cancer with Tylenol. It doesn't work. It's nothing but political snake oil. When the first dose of gun control doesn't work, they'll just say we just need to apply more gun control. And when that doesn't work, they'll say we just need to apply just a little more gun control. Think about it. They never talk about gun control nationally unless there's a mass shooting in a white neighborhood, school, movie theater, or mall. So when people started realizing anti-gun politicians only push for gun control when the very rare mass shootings happen, they had no choice but to acknowledge the inner city violence or risk confirming that they don't really give a damn about Black kids dying as long as they didn't bring that inner city stuff to their neighborhoods. All this fake outrage about inner city violence is simply the thing to do right now. No different than when privileged celebrities thought it was all the rage to adopt random Black kids from Africa. Inner city violence is nothing more than a political fad to these people. And the fad will pass as soon as the elections are over and the need to cape for Black votes becomes unnecessary. Nevertheless, they'll continue engaging in the rabid stupidity of trying to solve something as complex as inner city violence with the politically juvenile concept of common sense gun control measures that undeniably don't work. In 2015, Chicago had more murders than any other city in the US, thus making him the poster child of inner city gun violence. Notice I said inner city violence, and not just violence in Chicago in general. That's because homicides in Chicago aren't happening in the affluent areas of Chicago. Do a quick Google search, and you'll come across countless forums of people boasting about how safe Chicago is. Of course, as long as you stay away from the hood. In 2011, it was found that 80% of Chicago's homicides are gang-related. At least 75% of those homicides were of young Black men. These killings are happening in very specific places within major American cities, and they all have the same conditions: extreme poverty, no jobs, horrible schools, broken homes, gangs, and a lot of drugs. Yet, we're still talking about gun control. In 2009, Chicago had the most gun murders among the nation's 50 most populous metropolitan areas. What most people don't realize is that in 2009, Chicago had in place for years a city ordinance that banned the sale of handguns within city limits. This was a full-out ban, and Chicago's inner city still looked like the Hunger Games trilogy. And guess who else in 2009 topped the most gun murders among the nation's 50 most populous metropolitan areas? A city in a state who is praised for having the best gun control laws in the country: Los Angeles, California. If Chicago led the nation in gun violence when they had a gun ban, what kind of buffoonish logic makes you think these Sesame Street common sense gun control measures are gonna do anything to prevent the violence in the inner city? These kids grow up in places where 6 people being shot over the weekend is normal. Kids who are composing their own RIP Facebook pages because they don't expect to live out a year. You people treat the inner city like kids trying to steal cookies from a cookie jar, where setting the jar on a high shelf or some locked container is gonna solve the issue. Getting a gun illegally in these neighborhoods is nothing, a mere drop in the bucket of things they feel they have to do to survive. They don't care about your gun control laws. You don't even enforce them. And they know it. It's better to get caught with a gun by the cops than to get caught without one by someone shooting at you. To make matters worse, instead of saying, okay, maybe we're approaching this entirely wrong, let's take a deeper look at the issue and try to fix the real issue. No, instead, our president gets up and makes the most mind-numbing excuse for why Chicago's murder rate is through the roof, even though they have tough gun laws. He literally blames Chicago's violence problem on neighboring states who don't have the same tough gun laws as they do. This excuse might sorta actually work if so-called neighboring states had cities with the same violence issues as Chicago, but they don't. And if their weak laws are why Chicago is so bad, then the violence in these surrounding cities and states should be worse than Chicago's, but they're not. At this point, someone honestly trying to find a solution would start focusing on the conditions in these places. But nothing is more disrespectful than to push for an assault weapons ban as a solution. It's just insulting. 97%, not 80, not 50, but freaking 97% of the gun deaths in Chicago are committed with handguns. Why isn't assault weapons ban even part of the discussion, much less the focal point of your proposed solution? They're not even using them. Like, at this point, you're not even trying. You're like an absentee father who sends a birthday card 5 days after his son's birthday and can't understand why the son hates him. There's no real effort here. You're not even considering an alternative solution when the solutions you have are failing miserably. I'll keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. Gun control is not a solution to inner city violence. It's a political placebo designed to give the appearance of sympathy when in their hearts, there's only apathy.